I find this fascinating. Do you find it fascinating? You should, especially if you're from Europe. My question is, did your grandparents have hate speech laws? Were they hateful people? The answer is probably not, unless you were under communism, right? Like the whole concept of hate speech laws is actually made by the Soviet Union. I'm not kidding. You should look it up. It happened at the United Nations. They were talking about human rights, and America was expressing that the right to expel air from your lungs, the right to express what you're thinking, should be a human right. And the Soviets came with their allies, and they said, no, like the government should decide what rights people have to say. And that's when the concept of hate speech became a thing. And I think the Muslims, the Muslim nations at the time, they also pushed for blasphemy laws, right? So hate speech and blasphemy laws are kind of the same. And they're also treated like child porn, if you think about it. Like, what do I mean? It's something that goes electronically, right? Like you click send, and if the sentence is awful, you can end up in prison. Like, again, I'm not kidding. There are nations that can lock you up for around 7 years based on the hate speech, right? Like, if you send a meme online, like, that thing is the same, like, what I mentioned earlier. I'm going to be a little bit more subtle, not to upset the algorithm. But it is kind of true. Like, there are even trusted flaggers. You know, organizations, NGOs that now go on Facebook, they go on X, they go on other places, and their entire job is to find kiddie porn online, but also part of their job is to find hate speech. And they flag it, they report it, they send it to the authorities. And it's kind of like a silent secret. Like, they don't want people to make the association, because, like, the question is, it's like, hold on a little bit. The law is supposed to be just and fair, right? And you're supposed to get an equitable punishment. Is it really that bad? Like, is hate speech really that bad that we're supposed to be treated like this other vile thing? Like, isn't a fine enough? You get to see in Germany when they go in with all the masked ones, you know, like the SWAT team, like breaking into someone's house, confiscating their computer. Is it like, is the crime really that dangerous for society? And the answer, no, it's actually dangerous for the politicians. They don't really care about the people. Like, no one is actually hurt by words. The only people suffering from words is that citizens may get weird ideas and then vote for other politicians. And when you're sitting your ass down on a chair making around 5,000, 6,000 euros per month, probably benefiting from other grifts, it's not so good when someone else gets to sit on that chair, right? Even though they may have the same policies that you do, even though maybe they're pushing for the same laws that you do, but it's the money, it's the grift. Like we see, you know, they're constantly saying that, oh, the right-wingers are so awful, they will destroy society. And you look at Italy, right? Okay, you got Meloni on the chair, or you look at Poland, and you have a right-winger. Poland is still there, as they like to say. Italy is doing just fine. The policies are still similar, right? The only people that change are the grifters. And that's why they're pushing for these hate speech laws. And it's so interesting, right? Like, there was no argument for your grandma to be under hate speech laws, right? Like, in grandma's society, if she was in Western Europe, there was literally no reason for hate speech laws to exist. It's only after the European Union decides for mass migration, and guess who gets targeted by the hate speech laws? Oh, it's the people that were already there, right? Like how many immigrants have been falling under these hate speech laws? Like, aren't laws supposed to be affecting everyone? Or are immigrants like this new type of person, this homunus sovieticus, as they like to call it? You know, the Soviet man, like a new type of man that is above everything that came before. And they're simply incapable of performing the act of hate speech. So this is where we're at, right? And apparently Ireland is saying, no, we don't want this. The European Union is supposed to be a trade organization. And they're supposed to mainly be concerned about trade issues, right? Like, for instance, and they're even overreaching, like the Digital Service Act. Like, you're a company in the United States, but because your website is viewed in the European Union, they want to regulate your ass. And if you don't comply, then all of your assets that are in the EU get frozen. All of the people from the EU that do business with you can be punished, right? So that's how they operate. If you're making wine and you want to sell it on the European market, it has to have certain specifications. Even the bottle cap has to abide by certain regulations. So like normally they should be focused on trade. Why the fuck do they care what the people in Ireland think? As long as it not has anything to do with commerce, it doesn't have anything to do with the industry. But they're now concerned it's the type of laws that people from Ireland are implementing. And as you can see here, people in Ireland are saying that these laws are unpopular. So basically what the EU is saying, like, I don't care what your people think. I don't care what they vote for. Pass these laws. Oh, by the way, we're democratic, right? We don't want fascism. Well, it doesn't make any sense. Now, the most interesting thing is they talk about the Holocaust, right? Let's, hold on. Let me see where the Holocaust... Every single time, every fucking single time, people are criminalizing memes on the internet, the Holocaust pops up. If they keep it up, I'm not even kidding, if they keep it up, future generations are going to assume the memes with the Holocaust go hand in hand. Because like every single time someone is concerned about the Holocaust, it's about banning some memes, some South Park or some other shit. This is where we're at, and the activists have brought us here. And this is not where the people have it. But like, okay, let's talk about the Holocaust, right? They're saying that despite this, officials in Dublin say that the country already complies with the EU directives. And the EU is saying that, no. The Commission claims that Ireland had not fulfilled requirements to criminalize public incitement to violence or hatred, as well as condoning denial and gross trivialization of the Holocaust. Again, I don't even know if I can talk about the Holocaust. Like, it's becoming a sacred issue. If you can go to prison, like, I'm not kidding, in Romania, I think, like, now they pass some of the strictest laws about the Holocaust. Like, you can shit on Christianity. I think you can talk nastiness about Islam as well. Like any topic that exists in humanity can be discussed, but like this one is sacred. And it's like, okay, fine. Let me tell you something about hate speech laws about the Holocaust. I have been alive for 39 years, give or take. And usually when I go out, not when I'm terminally online, but when I go out and I talk to my friends or my families or something like that, maybe like 5 times in my entire life outside of the school environment, the topic of Holocaust came up. And I think like 5 times is actually too much. Like usually people don't talk about the Holocaust, you know? It's only in recent years. It's only in recent years that it's being brought up. And it's usually due to censorship. And now, like, people are talking about it way more than I have ever seen in my life. And they're talking about it in a sense that you would have to build more prison to lock them up. And I'm just saying, you know, like, when you go outside and you just interact with the world, like, this is not internet stuff. And I think the main reason that people are pissed off is because of, it's not even the laws like this. That J.D. Vance came up and said they go against American values. Is the audacity of the thing, right? Like, you have the European Union, which is basically saying, yeah, I don't care what people in your country think. I don't care what they vote for. Pass these laws. And people are getting upset. And I think, like, at some point, they would have to step back and realize, well, actually, this is doing more harm than good. If you're actually interested in hate speech. But if you're interested in thought policing and control, then yeah, you want these laws to pass. And so, yeah, interesting that Ireland is resisting the pressure. We'll see how it works out for them. In the meantime, let me know what you think. And as usual, I will see you on my live stream. Take care.